Good morning, everyone. We are starting the notes for special segments in circles. It's not the same as the angles that we were doing before. We're mainly focusing on the segment part of the illustration. So the segment, just to go over vocab, is just a part of a line that has a starting and an ending point. And we're going to actually be talking about the type of segments that we reviewed when we first started circles. So we're going to do chord and chord in the circle. We're going to do secant and secant. So if you remember, secant crosses the circle twice, so it intersects twice. So I have two secants on the circle. And then tangent and secant is the third one. So tangent only touches the circle once, and secant touches the circle twice. So there's going to be three types of different scenarios or specific type of formulas and problems that we're going to be looking at. And this video is going to focus mainly on chord and chord. And then I'll do the example for the chord and chord down here. Okay, so let's start with chord and chord. You do have colored pencils on your table, my class. So please grab red, green, blue, and purple. I gave every table a variety of those. If there's not enough red, please grab orange. And if there's not enough purple, grab a pink one. So take some time, grab your colored pencils. You need 4. So 4 different colors: red or orange, green, blue, and purple or pink. I'm going to start with the chord and chord formula. So it's going to be this part of the segment. So I want you to go ahead and go over this part of the circle. It's going to be in red. So that's the first chord part, half of it. Or not half, but a part of it. So it's going to be A times the other part of the chord, which is B. And we're going to use blue for the B. So just highlight over your segment like this so you can see what B is, and then use red for A, and then that way it matches our formula, okay? So that's one chord, and we're going to multiply with both of the parts, A times B, and then we're going to use the other chord, which is in green and purple. So green is C, and purple is D, okay? C times D, and then go ahead and go to your circle and highlight those with the according colors, whether you're using purple or another color. So C times D, okay? So that is what the formula looks like for 2 chords. I'm going to copy it. And let's go down here to the example. So write your formula. We're going to shrink it a little, okay? Zoom in. So for this problem, first they're asking me to solve for x in the circle, and then they're asking me to solve for the length of segment WU. Okay, so let's start with finding x first. Use your colored pencils. I'm going to do A and B first. So for the A part, it's going to be right here. For B, I'm going to use the other side. So there's my first chord. These are the parts of my segment. And then C and D are on the other chord. C and D. Now, I don't want you to get confused on who's C, who's D, who's A, who's B. As long as you're putting A and B with one chord and C and D with the other chord, you can switch them around. So see how over here I had purple and then green? Like, that's not going to change the answer to my problem. As long as I'm using the 2 colors for one chord and the other 2 colors for the other when I set up my formula. Okay. If you wanted to take it a step further and you wanted to actually label, like, this is D. Where's the green? This is C. This is B. And this is A. Do whatever you need to do. to help you set up the equation correctly, okay? Remember, we're going to follow it like a recipe. So I'm going to switch to black now. And for A, my value is 9. 9 times my B value, which is an expression that has two terms, so just use parentheses, 2x plus 2. And that should equal the other parts of the segment multiplied together, which is 2x times 12. Okay? So see how, since it's multiplication, it doesn't matter what order you put it in. We're still going to be multiplying the two parts of the segment. And then now it's just algebra. So distribute the 9 here to both terms. Distribute, what does distribute mean? Do you remember? It means multiply. So 18x plus 18. And then 2 times 12 is 24. Now, what do? I'm trying to solve for x, so think strategically. Which way? Oops, I forgot an x here. Which way do we want to move our x's in this equation? To the left side or to the right side? Based on the numbers 18x and 24x. I would move the x's to the right so that I don't create a negative. Because I know I'm going to have to subtract, right? Because that's a positive. So I'm going to move the 18 of the x's to the right side. Okay, when we're solving, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Bring down the 18. 24 minus 18 is 6. Last step, divide. Undo multiplication by division. Cancel it. That should give me 3. Okay, so my x value is 3. Now, for this next part of the problem, it's asking me for segment WU. So if you go to your circle, that is this segment. Okay, so how am I going to find that value? Well, it has two parts, 2x and 12. And when you put it together, what operation is that? It's addition. So 2x plus 12. And I know the value of x, so I can just plug it in. And I end up with 18. Okay. All right. That was chord and chord. The next video is going to be secant and secant. Okay. So watch the next video.